Alright guys, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV Channel 18 Superstation. It is time for the next part of our Let's Play of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney on the Nintendo DS. We are on the second case right now, Turnabout Corner, and we had a really long investigation day yesterday, but we are going to be starting our first day in trial for this case, I should say. So, let's go. Oh, Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his foot injury... Oh, shoot, hold on. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Yes, fine, we'll be fine. Here comes Justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see... here. Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's this guy. Ah, good morning. Well, yo, what's up? Hit me with a guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. Wocky, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Alright, here we go. Into the courtroom we go to begin our day in court. Court is now in session for the trial of Wocky, Kentucky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, Head Judge. Ah, it's him, the guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Are you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say name to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, Joe. I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, Joe. How can I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth cancelling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping here, Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Act tongue, baby. Today we play it... Maybe we should do a different voice for him. Today we play it... Oh no, that's too much like Apollo. Today we play it my way. What's that noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down. To prosecuting. No, it's too much of Apollo. Alright, forget it. This is crazy. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The same, people talk. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you want to glare at anyone, Herr Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please submit this witness to the court. Oh my god. Man, not yet. First there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? Noted, Herr Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh, but what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? Oh boy. What is right? They always say that on stage. You should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant. Wocky, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You come to a Kentucky, you must be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him, Wocky sure has guts. It's not his guts I'm worried about.
Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself.
Here we go.
I'll tell you one thing. That doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my ops something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. You know what I'm saying? You're saying you were one of the victim's patients. A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real in the street. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. Alright. Start pressing. Hold it! First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, pointy locks? Who do you think you are?
Your lawyer?
Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Holy crap, he's pretty creepy. Hold it! By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean?
You better ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind and did what had to be done, straight gangsta style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man.
Hold it! So you were a patient at the Maractus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason?
I had what you might call a mark of honor.
Can you explain precisely what was wrong?
We had a little run-in with the rival's family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me.
According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time, by yourself.
Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So you were carried to the Maractus Clinic from there?
Apparently he was shot in the heart.
Shot in the heart and he's still alive?
I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart.
The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it were for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet.
So as you say, the surgery was a failure.
That ain't all of it.
I don't even... Holmes? He probably said that. Hold it. I got what to say, God.
What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
It sounds as though the Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go.
He's a liar straight up. He's a badder G than me.
Hold it.
So this bullet is still... You know what? I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart.
Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles.
Well, it sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. Word, no accident. That's faux shizzle.
Jesus.
It seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor.
Wocky, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during the family health checkup. The family checkup?
That was the wackiest thing of all. All us G's lining up taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, Bazoy.
A relief to hear.
Eh? What's a relief?
Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart. If not attended to immediately, it could kill you.
What?
Yes, Herr Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life.
No way! That's blacked!
There's proof. Your checkup report. Alright. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Alright. Let's check out the reports. Results from a checkup performed in June. Metallic object found near heart. Patient's name Wocky Kataki, age 19. Report filed June 14th. Metallic object found near heart. Urgent exam needed. Okay. Then there's the autopsy report as well, and the knife. Let's see what the autopsy report says. Pal Maractus, victim's name, June 14th, 10:15, 10:45. Damage to brain resulting from bullet wound. Points of interest, entry point, right temple. Okay. You're almost as careless as he was. Ha 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 ha. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started.
Started?
We've had enough of a warm-up act, y'all. Time to hear from the witness. Wocky sure is quiet all of a sudden.
I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy?
So, you will tell us your name and occupation.
My God.
My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some labor that profits society at large and supports a livelihood, under which definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not gestalt per se, but derives instead from the vagueness inherent in Robert's belt. By which he means to say that he is a student, a junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, hoping my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today.
Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime.
You may ask quite simplistically when I saw him. However, we must understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, such as these underpinned data sending images.
He just goes right to the testimony.
That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping. When I saw them, one man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
No, it was in his brain. Is that what it said? There's always a lie whenever they start off about the autopsy. Damage to brain resulting from bullet wound, entry point in the right temple. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have to do with the forehead. Was there anyone in the park at that time?
I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this.
The court accepts this into evidence. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness?
That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before.
Huh? Interesting. So yeah, I think that's what we gotta present on, because usually we have to present the autopsy report on this first witness testimony, so... I'm gonna go for it. And I don't think that statement has to do with him getting shot in the forehead. Square in the forehead? That doesn't make any sense, according to this autopsy report. Okay. Objection! Whew, if that's all of it, I think I have a chance.
Is that you, relaxing, I see, Herr Justice?
Huh? Oh, Objection! Once it's squared up, Mr. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet.
Right. Look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain, and it's quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What do I mean by this? For example, the fraction of a meter is 1 point... Oh, my flippin' God.
Shut up! Pissing me off. Mr. Justice, yes? Was your objection to these, or krypton particle things?
This is the big time and you are obsessed with something so small, you disappoint me.
No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple.
Temple?
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? Jesus. It is, right? Finally.
Herr Justice, oh, Herr Justice.
Yes?
Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright, was it?
Huh? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
Yeah.
Hey, have forehead. Forehead?
Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Hair Forehead?
Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, stop.
And you, Fallen? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, eek. And you, Hair Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder?
Ah! The victim turned his head at the last moment. Ooh.
Oh, yes, thank you for jogging my memory.
It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. A Night in the Park 2. The death.
As soon as the killer...
Okay. I want to check out this thing again. Single bullet to the right temple. So he said that he might have turned it at the last second. What else do we have here? Weapon left at the crime scene. Two rounds were fired. Fingerprints were wiped. Okay.
Seize this I want to, I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
No. I see, so you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shot it like that.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let's consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted out, "Stop, please," or something of this nature, and the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer would have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple as in the report.
It does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. Tossing the pistol aside, the fingerprints were wiped. That's a lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Weapon left at the crime scene. Tossing pistol aside, fled from the scene. There's nothing about it that I need to examine. 2 rounds were fired. Yeah, fingerprints were wiped, so that's clearly a contradiction to his statement. Objection! Wait a second.
Tisk, another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
Come again?
Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second, 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35 seconds...
Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second? Yes, I mean no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it.
A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints.
Yeah.
The little girl sticking into the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Ha ha ha. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? I guess or no way, because the fingerprints were wiped. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol.
That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer of the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And the pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of.
That sounds solid to me, well-haired forehead. Any of your precious objections?
What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work.
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say.
What do you mean nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said?
Huh? Isn't what obvious?
When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Wocky drop a murderous weapon.
It could have been the knife, too, that we found by the wagon.
But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wocky threw away.
You're right.
He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, I can't really say that I am quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter,
Fudge. What can we say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else.
Of the knife.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else? What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
The knife.
Found at the crime scene bearing Wocky's prints, so that could probably be as well. Take that! Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great, sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed.
Oh, Herr Forehead, you're forgetting two other things you've just proven.
Huh?
One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Wocky Kitaki. Two, that the defendant was folding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh. Indeed. Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please.
It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better.
What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. Okie dokie.
I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Can the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice? I better find a way to make this take this testimony down quick. Here we go. Hold it! Which way did the killer run?
By that time it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion.
Akhtong, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
Ugh, how did he know that's where I was going? Hold it! You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the log-granite floor.
Oh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks like she has something to say. Hold it! Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, has to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry. Hold it! Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw a door, which is to say, I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around the park.
So we just stood there, watching. Not much to go on there.
Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it.
I can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough at last, hair forehead?
Maybe it's time to back off a bit. Yes or no? If he's thinking so, I guess we'll go with it. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all.
It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No. No!
It seems we've come to the end of the line here.
No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you were caught up to stand on the same stage as me. Were you hair forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Wocky.
Yeah, I knew it. She's gonna say something. Boom! Oh my god, what?
Trucy? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There will be no verdict in this court. Not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Katakis?
The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. And join the court for 20 minutes.
Holy crap!
What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Head Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman.
Recess 20 minutes, so I promise you you'll regret it.
Oh my god! Wait, how did he disappear so fast?
Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo.
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man.
Oh my god, are you serious? What the heck happened? To be continued. Holy crap. Save my game. Holy Jesus. Holy crap. I know I can hear the music, but we will have to figure out tomorrow what's gonna happen. Oh, we can't. I can't press start. Trucy? Oh, I can't press start.
You move quick, Apollo. Good show.
Trucy, you're okay, I thought.
Don't cry, Apollo.
There we go. Alright. So we will find out the craziness of... We will continue on with this crazy case with that mysterious man tomorrow. So... Thanks everybody for watching this very intense part for Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. It's part number 4, I believe. Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm Zachman18, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video coming soon. Objection!